Hello and welcome to part 4 of my series about English grammar and punctuation mistakes. In this video I'll be talking about the words effect and affect. The word effect is primarily a noun and it means a change has taken place. So for example, the sun had an effect on the climate. The word affect means to alter or to change or to have an effect on something. So for example, the rain affected plant growth. Those are the main uses of those words. Unfortunately, it gets a bit more complicated than that, and that's because the word effect can also be a verb. This verb doesn't mean to affect; it means to cause to come into effect. So, for example, Parliament affected a change in the law. I.e., Parliament caused a change in the law to come into effect. Or I could say, for example, global warming affected a change in sea levels. That means that global warming caused a change in sea levels to come into effect. So that's what that means. The verb to effect does not mean to affect something. Now, it also gets a little bit more complicated than that, believe it or not, because the word affect can also very rarely be a noun. The noun affect means a feeling or emotion, but it's very rarely used, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. I can't think of an example, but if you look in a dictionary, you can find an example. I mean, looking at an online dictionary like the free dictionary is good, but it can mean a feeling or an emotion, but it's very rarely used. The main mistakes people make are when they say to affect something when they mean to affect something. I even had, believe it or not, when I was at school, I had an English teacher that wrote on the blackboard to affect something when she meant affect, and I pointed it out to her, and she was not best pleased. And that's an English teacher, believe it or not. True story. But yeah, that's the main difference. To affect something does not mean to affect something. There's a subtle difference. For all intents and purposes, you'll be using affect mostly, and you'll be using that as a verb mostly, and you'll be using effect as a noun mostly. The confusion arises when people start using effect as a verb. Don't worry about the noun form of affect. It's very rarely used. Anyway, so that's that. That's the mistakes people make. I hope I've cleared it up for you. Thanks for watching. More videos to come soon. Goodbye.